Hello and welcome to Spirit Rising. I am Shirt Donovan. We've got a lot of great wrestling matches lined up for you tonight with some really hungry competitors. First up tonight, we have a women's division contest between Kira Kita and Paula Reyes. Both of these women with similar builds, similar approaches in the ring. This should be an explosive matchup to start us out here at Spirit Rising. Burt Wiggins on duty here for the opening bout. Kira Kita slipping behind Paula Reyes, applying a stretch early on here near the ropes. Trapping the arm before delivering a brutal kick right to the face. Kira Kita firing on all cylinders here, starting things out early on. Paula Reyes looking for some offense, countered by Kira Kita and another arm trap kick. Paula Reyes now looking to mount some offense of her own here against, thus far, an impressive Kira Kita and a huge kick after the slap. The athleticism of Kira Kita coming into play early here. Paula Reyes maybe finally getting something going after a pair of knees. Forearm is blocked. Snap suplex by Reyes. And a big forearm delivered, paid back with a punch by Kira Kita, and another one for good measure. Reyes now in control with a headlock. Kira Kita countering once more, well scouted, and again putting on the brakes, the Irish whip. Reyes finally getting the offense she was looking for, delivering a couple of shoulders to the arm of Kira Kita, who drops down for a leg lock here. Paula Reyes using her other leg to create separation, a leg trap slap, from Kira Kita. Throwing a peace sign up to the camera here. Huge headbutt delivered by Kira Kita, who has been so impressive thus far in this contest. Deep arm drag takedown. Doing a good job of keeping Reyes grounded, and now Reyes in control of the arm once more. Another snap suplex, positioning Kira Kita into the corner. It appears Reyes has different plans, though. And it will be the kicks trading off here against the forearms. That forearm driving Kira Kita to the mat once more. Reyes repositioning what could be next. Irish whip is scouted once more by Kira Kita, who receives a pair of kicks to the midsection, downing her immediately. And a face buster out of nowhere from Kira Kita, rolls up for a chin lock here, I believe. Yes, trapping the arms over the legs, causing further distress to the body of Paula Reyes. Huge super kick from Reyes. What a match. Now a pinning predicament. Just a 2 count. I believe that may have been the first pinning attempt of the match. The supernova suplex. Kira Kita in big trouble. 1, 2. Near fall. Kira Kita withstanding the first supernova suplex, and what an impressive combination of kicks there. Another pin. Reyes resilient. 2. Another near fall. Kira Kita still in this matchup, and another kick from Reyes. Reyes really looking to do Kita in here. Big lariat connecting across the back of Kira Kita. Reyes slowing things down, sensing that more damage needs to be done here. And now Kira Kita rallying with a leg trap slap. Both competitors down, fatigue starting to play a role here. Supernova suplex again. No rope break in sight for Kira Kita. 2. And it's over. Paula Reyes with a second supernova suplex to Kira Kita. A devastating maneuver, to be sure. One of the most devastating maneuvers in all of Super Spirit Wrestling, men or women's division. And Paula Reyes picking up a victory here over Kira Kita to start things off at Spirit Rising. Kira Kita looking so impressive early on in that matchup, but as the match got into deep waters, Paula Reyes having the stamina to get it done with a second supernova suplex pinning combination to score a victory over Kira Kita. Well, moving on, folks, we have a match in the juniors division between Griffin Jimmy Davis and Have Mercy Percy Chapman. Both of these competitors are eager to square off with one another tonight. Similar approaches here in the ring as we just saw in the women's division match to open the night here. And now Griffin Jimmy Davis starting things off early with a punch. Percy Chapman trying an early pin here after a punch of his own. It will not be rewarded. Just a 1 count, says Kim Cadillo. And another inside cradle. Just a 1 count. Griffin Jimmy Davis having the awareness early on here. And a big scoop slam delivered by the intergalactic GJD going to the top rope. He will not have any offense there as Percy Chapman is able to rally. He will now be dumped to the outside, though. A suplex on the apron delivered by Griffin Jimmy Davis. Both competitors rolling back in the ring. Huge pull-through clothesline connecting for Chapman. To the ropes now. Irish whip slips under the offense. Good stuff from Percy Chapman. Both of these competitors wary of one another's offense so far in this contest. Counter maneuver there by GJD, and then transitioning into a leg lock. Kim Carrillo checking for a submission. Huge hip attack in the corner by Griffin Jimmy Davis. Percy Chapman to the ropes. Big penalty kick off the running offense. Griffin Jimmy Davis unable to defend himself in that situation. Big slam this time from Chapman, dumping GJD to the outside. Timekeeper officiating the count here. GJD in early, the count of 2. Enziguri delivered to the back of the head. Right on the money was Percy Chapman, but GJD first to his feet and rallies with a headbutt and then a senton to follow. GJD looking good here in this junior division contest. The forearms versus the punch, and the forearms will have the final say there in that striking competition. Huge body blow delivered by GJD, and he'll now try running offense here against Percy Chapman. Runs all the way through with that clothesline, carrying through his weight there for extra damage to Percy Chapman. What are we looking at here? Huge tope delivered by GJD, the intergalactic Griffin Jimmy Davis, taking flight here against an unsuspecting Percy Chapman on the outside. Fall to earth on the outside. 13, the count of 13. A dazed Percy Chapman is in at the count of 15, and the fall to earth would not have resulted in a pin for GJD, but the damage sustained for sure. That hard floor on the outside. Unforgiving against Percy Chapman's body here. GJD probably looking to put it away as soon as possible after that kind of maneuver, and he'll try a top rope headbutt, indeed landing flush against the body of Percy Chapman. GJD firmly in control here, but he is showing signs of fatigue himself. Percy Chapman rallying with a snap suplex and now repositioning for a single leg Boston Crab. No rope break in sight for GJD. Kim Carrillo not getting a submission out of the intergalactic Griffin Jimmy Davis, who rallies with another huge body blow. Sleeper drop. Top rope maneuver here from GJD. A diving headbutt again, connecting across the body of Percy Chapman, who rallies with a drop toe hold. He'll now try the top rope. Diving cross body from Chapman across the back of GJD. Gut wrench suplex. Both of these competitors looking so impressive here tonight at Spirit Rising. Knee well scouted by GJD, lifting Percy Chapman up. No, a counter. 1, 2. Just a 2 count from Kim Carrillo on that beautiful counter from Percy Chapman. Irish whip now from GJD, running offense, another hip attack. Right on the money. Modified brainbuster there. Brutal stuff from Percy Chapman. GJD first to his feet, but he is dazed. Trying to fight his way out of the corner with a pair of punches. The second one sending Percy Chapman to the mat. And now more top rope offense. A beautiful moonsault. Great stuff here from GJD. Could he be looking to put it away? The fall to earth right on time. 1, 2. It's over. GJD with a great showing here against Have Mercy Percy Chapman, who appears to be knocked clean out on the mat following that fall to earth. Great stuff from those two junior division competitors, but for now, the victor is GJD. Percy Chapman will have to hold that one and go back to the tapes and see what happened, but for now, he is indeed knocked out cold in the ring following that fall to earth from Griffin Jimmy Davis. Great stuff. And folks, we thank you for joining us here tonight. We're going to keep it moving right along with a women's tag division match. It's going to be between the Luminaries and Squad Life. A lot of people are saying this could be one of the budding rivalries here, as both of these teams are relatively new to Super Spirit Wrestling's women's tag division. Norio Nakatomi on duty for this contest, and Samina Velvan with a huge forearm starting things off against Kaori Okawa. A clash of styles here in the ring at the moment. Kaori Okawa extremely quick, but also very explosive. As you see there is the standing switch leading to a backdrop against the much larger Samina Velvan, now in control with a snap suplex. Explosive offense early on here out of both competitors. Samoan drop off the Irish whip from Samina Velvan, and a clubbing forearm to follow. Standing switch, backdrop of her own this time, repaying Okawa's efforts. Tag made to Nona Ford. She'll try for 3 suplexes here right in Nona Ford's face. You'd think Ford would get involved here. And instead, she is sent to no man's land right next to Mariah Hamilton of Squad Life. Fall away slam for Velvan. Velvan looking so impressive here with these suplexes, and now in control with a Boston Crab. Great ring positioning as well. Nona Ford able to use her powerful legs to get out of that predicament, and then using a fall-away slam of her own here. Nona Ford, the powerlifting background, certainly has what it takes to deal with all of the women in this division. And you see there the counter suplex. Nona Ford with that low center of gravity, able to use her leverage to lift up the larger competitor for a counter suplex. Mariah Hamilton now in for Squad Life following a tag. Huge spear delivered to a dazed Nona Ford, who wakes up for a belly-to-belly suplex there. Excuse me, rather a belly-to-belly slam, and it looks like she is trying to make a tag. Deep arm drag takedown. Mariah Hamilton giving chase, jump up Rana, and she now faces Kaori Okawa, trying to battle her way out of an unfriendly corner. Forearms coming out on top for Okawa, who will go to the top rope. Beautiful senton, rolling senton off the top rope. Standing switch. Another beautiful backdrop. The suplex-based offense of the Luminaries, so explosive, rattling entire bodies of their competitors. Enziguri leading to a pinning combination here. 2. Almost a victory for Kaori Okawa against a dazed Mariah Hamilton. I don't think she expected the small package off the running offense. High rent district here for Okawa. What is she trying here? Repaid with a elbow and then a diving body splash. 2 count. Almost all there for Squad Life. Kaori Okawa's risk almost leading to the demise of her team here tonight. Tag made to Nona Ford. Velvan battling off both competitors. Standing switch. And again, another huge backdrop, this time high angle style from Nona Ford. 2. Samina Velvan having enough in the tank to get out before the 3. Huge slam delivered by the legal member of Squad Life here against Nona Ford. Ford now in control with a Boston Crab. Mariah Hamilton looking to run interference but is not able to get there. Waved off by Norio Nakatomi, who had it scouted. The power of Nona Ford sits out with a huge maneuver there. Delivered to the back of Velvan, who is in huge trouble. 2. Velvan kicking out. What a maneuver there from Nona Ford.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's broken down on the outside here. Mariah Hamilton dealing with Nona Ford on the inside as Kaori Okawa sends Velvan into the railing. 9.
10, 11.
Count of 11 now.
13.
Velvan, the legal woman, back in at the count of 13. And Nona Ford on the receiving end of some really nasty offense from Hamilton. 2. Could have been all right there. Mariah Hamilton certainly clocking in for her team as Samina Velvan was distracted on the outside. Jump up Rana. Great stuff here from Hamilton. Looking for mounted punches, I suppose, but Kaori Okawa able to fight off Mariah Hamilton. Arm drag takedown. Hamilton repositioning. Jump up Rana is countered this time by Kaori Okawa. Near fall for the Luminaries. Tag made to Nona Ford. Huge blows delivered by Kaori Okawa before making her return to the apron, and a beautiful drop kick placed to the center of Mariah Hamilton's back there. Hamilton rallying, pinning attempt of her own. Kaori Okawa running interference for the Luminaries. And Nona Ford getting fired up here. Wow, what a maneuver from Ford. And a dazed Hamilton able to rally with a punch, but now being pinned here. Velvon running interference this time. Boston Crab. Both competitors being waved away by senior official Norio Nakatomi, who has his work cut out for him here in this women's tag division contest. Tags for both teams. Nona Ford will not escape a backdrop before returning to the apron. Beautiful Rana there from Kaori Okawa. Headbutt off the top rope, the dead weight headbutt, and maybe she'll try it again. No, this time the rolling senton. Top rope maneuver again from Okawa, another senton, but Velvon to her feet. Nona Ford trapping, beautiful kick, great stuff here from the Luminaries, again to the top rope, and another senton. They are trying to end Samina Velvon's career here in the corner. How can Samina Velvon possibly continue after all that offense delivered in the corner and more corner control here from Kaori Okawa? Great game plan here from the Luminaries. Wow, what a maneuver there, a hip attack, carrying through all of her weight, and another senton. Kaori Okawa just absolutely on fire here tonight, and Nona Ford getting fired up on the outside. I have never seen the Luminaries like this, and I'm wondering if Velvon can even continue. And I guess that's my answer right there. Samina Velvon, apparently unfazed. This is crazy. Back elbow from Okawa. You got to believe they want to do in Samina Velvon, who is, of course, going to make a tag to Mariah Hamilton, the fresh woman. You got to wonder if the Luminaries could have had a victory right there, and maybe it is slipping away. Mariah Hamilton, frog splash off the top. 1, 2. Near fall, which would have been certainly a heartbreaker for the Luminaries, who looked so impressive in the corner there. Rolling clothesline, devastating stuff here from Nona Ford. Spinebuster sits out with it. 1, 2. It's over. The Luminaries picking one up here after an impressive showing against Squad Life. Sitting out with that spinebuster, the powerful Nona Ford able to get the 1-2-3 against Mariah Hamilton. Great stuff there from our women's tag division. One of my favorite matches I've seen here at Spirit Rising. Well, folks, we are going to take a short break. When we come back, we will have a heavyweight division match between Blue Dream and the Eternal Jeffrey Hudson. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, folks, let's get back to the action here tonight at Spirit Rising. As I said before the break, we have a match coming up, a heavyweight division contest between Blue Dream and the Eternal Jeffrey Hudson. Like many of our competitors here tonight at Spirit Rising, these two men are hungry for a win. Lenny Spencer officiating this heavyweight competition. And Blue Dream starting things off. Huge DDT early on here out of Jeffrey Hudson. Maybe looking to put it away early. Arm trap guillotine leg drop from the standing position. Jeffrey Hudson pulling everything out of the bag early on here against Blue Dream. Diving cross body. 1 count from Lenny Spencer. Blue Dream will now try an Irish whip, scouted by Hudson. Clubbing forearm delivered by Dream. Both of the men jockeying for position, and now Dream in control. Elbow to the back of Jeffrey Hudson. And a clubbing forearm. And now it's Blue Dream getting things rolling here against Hudson and giving chase to the outside. Hudson reaching for a weapon. Is there some kind of malice between these two competitors that I'm not aware of?
6.
Figure 4 on the outside might make it difficult for Blue Dream to get back in, but it's Dream first to his feet.
11. 12.
This is looking like bad blood here in the heavyweight division between Blue Dream and Jeffrey Hudson. As far as I know, pinning predicament here, just a 1 count. As far as I know, Jeffrey Hudson and Blue Dream, both very friendly competitors in the locker room area. Very little malice shown from either side, but something about this matchup, the energy here, is way off. And Jeffrey Hudson with a huge backdrop there, falling with a punch across the face of Blue Dream. Dream now in control in the corner with a chin lock, keeping his body between Hudson and the ropes. Hudson rallying with a knee, and now an inverted figure 4. Jeffrey Hudson probably the best practitioner of the figure 4 in Super Spirit Wrestling, and he likes all styles. What a kick there from Dream. Just a disrespectful kick seemingly right to the face of Hudson, who is now on the receiving end of a Boston Crab, able to create separation, and Hudson now with a flurry of headbutts across the painted face of Blue Dream. High-angle dropkick. Hudson looking maybe to send a message here. I don't think I've ever seen Hudson with this much fire inside of him during an in-ring competition. This is just insane. Figure 4 leg lock not able to do in Blue Dream, who now will receive more headbutts from Hudson. Running offense, a dazed Blue Dream receiving a huge clothesline. He'll try the figure 4 once more. It could be all here. Blue Dream in huge trouble. The tenacity of Blue Dream still in this contest, despite several figure 4s and several styles here from Jeffrey Hudson. Textbook maneuver there from Blue Dream, slowing the matchup down, but it is Hudson first to his feet. Dream sending him back down to the mat with a clubbing forearm. Hudson now rallying with an elbow. You got to believe the next figure 4 could be the one that does Blue Dream in, and Hudson maybe signaling for the end, looking for running offense here. Oh no, a collision with Lenny Spencer, and Spencer's down. Spencer's down, and Spencer is bleeding. Pinning attempt by Blue Dream, but there's no ref. Could have been a 3 count there for Dream, but Lenny Spencer unable to do his job after that collision with Hudson. Huge spine buster from the Eternal Jeffrey Hudson. Spencer is still down. And it looks like Spencer's now returning to his feet. Yes, Lenny Spencer now back in action here. I feel for the old man. Back body drop here, delivered by Blue Dream. Jeffrey Hudson with a huge chop, sending Blue Dream to the mat. Just 1 chop. Lariat connecting for Hudson off the running offense. And now these two men trading blows near the corner. Hudson with a headbutt. Those headbutts he's known for. And he'll try the figure 4 against a dazed Blue Dream. Could this be all? Could this be all here for Hudson? No. This matchup will continue. Jeffrey Hudson with corner control now, but Blue Dream looking to counter, and a huge suplex onto the apron, sending him over the ropes and onto the outside here. Blue Dream feeling himself after that one. Jeffrey Hudson rolling back in. Blue Dream unable to give chase. Huge double axe handle. Targeting the leg once more of Blue Dream. Trying all of these figure four combinations here. None of them paying off so far. Spinning back elbow off the Irish whip. Blue Dream now to the ropes. Huge high angle drop kick connecting across the body of an already dazed Hudson. Neck breaker. Blue Dream looking good here late in this matchup. Arm track guillotine leg drop, repaying Jeffrey Hudson from earlier. What an uppercut from Blue Dream. But now Hudson, out of nowhere, with a huge knee to the midsection of Blue Dream. Blue Dream with a low blow, and you hate to see that this late in a matchup that's been so impressive. Eternal Sleep, the Eternal Sleep from Hudson. Can he reposition for the pin? Could this be all? Lenny Spencer in position. 1, 2. No, this match will continue. The Eternal Sleep not doing in Blue Dream. But now more... Oh no, the knee crusher into the figure four. Great combination, and it's over. Jeffrey Hudson submitting Blue Dream, who was able to withstand the Eternal Sleep, but not the knee crusher. And then the figure four. Great plan there from Jeffrey Hudson. And Hudson, I don't think, has been more impressive than what we just saw there, folks. Blue Dream putting on quite a show himself, but Jeffrey Hudson really hungry for a win there. It was clear by his performance. And Blue Dream will have to go home with that loss. Jeffrey Hudson now riding high in the heavyweight division. Well, folks, moving on, we have a women's division match between Randy Crawford and Natasha Watson, two mainstays of the Super Spirit Wrestling women's division. Randy Crawford, of course, still winless here in Super Spirit Wrestling. Natasha Watson comfortably in the middle ranks of the women's division. We'll see if Randy Crawford can finally pick up a win here in Super Spirit Wrestling. Dragon Screw takedown. And again from Natasha Watson. A headbutt there. Inspired by Jeffrey Hudson, perhaps. We just saw so many headbutts out of him in his winning performance against Blue Dream. Knees across the face of Randy Crawford. Natasha Watson. All of her maneuvers very legal, but very nasty. Both women looking for chops there. Randy Crawford connecting with a forearm and an early signature maneuver. The JLT, just like that from Natasha Watson. She doesn't go for a pin, though. Surprising stuff here out of Watson, as she definitely took Randy Crawford off guard. Just a 1 count, says Burt Wiggins. Fisherman suplex. Bridges for a 1 count. Standing switch, running bulldog counter. Both women seemingly knowing the playbook of the other here tonight at Spirit Rising. Striking competition breaking out between Crawford and Watson. Closed fist punches of Watson having the final say against the forearms. Huge knees delivered after the running offense, and a facebuster. I thought it was going to be a Russian leg sweep there, but a facebuster. Nasty stuff from Watson, getting a 2 count. I thought it could have been all right there. Headbutt off the Irish whip. Randy Crawford now looking to get something going. Dropkick is off target, though. Sidestep from Watson, but this time Randy Crawford dodging a dropkick, and she'll now have corner control. Running offense does not pay off as Watson snaps back. Randy Crawford not letting anything going in the corner as well. You see, Crawford is not a bad competitor, folks. She's an in-ring legend. She's been doing this for 30 years. But just something about it is she just can't close out these matches against these younger, fresher competitors. I don't know if it's a clash of styles that she's not adapting to or what it is. You see her put on impressive performances throughout the whole match, but now a pinning predicament here for Watson. Just a 2 count. Randy Crawford hanging in there. And as I was saying, you see the impressive repertoire of Randy Crawford. You see why she was so successful in other regions, but it doesn't make sense. Why is she winless still here in Super Spirit Wrestling? Can she change that landscape tonight here against Natasha Watson? Pinning attempt now. 2, just a 2 count, looking for her first victory ever in a Super Spirit Wrestling ring. Natasha Watson with a low kick and a diving crossbody. The quickness of Natasha Watson able to deliver that maneuver before Randy Crawford was able to get back up. Corner control for Watson. And just stomping the body of Randy Crawford. Very little respect shown here for the legend. What a moonsault delivered by Watson. But she's unable to capitalize. Both women to their feet simultaneously. Fisherman suplex, bridges for the pin. 2. Could have been her first victory there off the fisherman suplex. A well-executed maneuver by veteran Randy Crawford. Looking for a top rope maneuver now. Could we be seeing something special here? Could we be seeing a muscle buster? Indeed, a muscle buster. There's something new from Crawford, but she doesn't go for a pin. I would think after a maneuver like that, you'd be looking for one, and a collision doesn't pay out for Randy Crawford. Beautiful moonsault for Watson. Crawford in trouble. 2. Near fall. Randy Crawford still in this match. Modified figure 4 now for Crawford. Burt Wiggins checking for a submission. Crawford jumping pile driver. High impact maneuver here from Crawford, who appears to be bleeding. 2. I thought she was looking for her first victory there with that pile driver. It looked like a sure thing. Trapping in the neck. A huge slam from Crawford. Another pin. Wiggins in position. Could this be it? No, a near fall for Randy Crawford. Still winless, but resilient. Jumping pile driver again. Watson in huge trouble. Pinning again. 1, 2. No, another near fall. Watson dashing all hopes for Crawford, and Watson now in control with an arm breaker. Watson laughing at Randy Crawford. Randy Crawford's attempts here to pick up a victory. Beautiful moonsault. No, not like this. It's over. Randy Crawford getting the closest to a victory I've ever seen in Super Spirit Wrestling, and Natasha Watson laughing off the attempts. A huge moonsault in the corner, spelling the end for the in-ring legend Randy Crawford. A heartbreaker for sure here tonight at Spirit Rising, folks. Natasha Watson just cruelly laughing at Randy Crawford, laying there on the mat, bleeding. Just heartbreaking stuff here in the women's division tonight. You hate to see it. Well, moving on, folks, we have a men's tag division match between Paragon and the Mysticals. This match has never happened before, so it should be an interesting one. We'll be going to the ring shortly for that contest. Fight! And you see the blood of Randy Crawford just throughout the arena here after that contest with Natasha Watson. So hard fought, but just not leading to a victory for the in-ring legend. Katsudo Takashima and Marshall Taylor now starting things off for their respective teams. Big kick out of Marshall Taylor. Sending Katsudo to the ropes. Deep arm drag takedown. Marshall Taylor not intimidated by the larger physique of Katsudo Takashima. Paragon is all about power. Jumping cutter there from Marshall Taylor. Katsudo Takashima having trouble getting things started, making a tag here to his partner Colin Klein. Oh, those are some big arms colliding against both sides of Marshall Taylor. Colin Klein, backbreaker, just lifting Marshall Taylor up like a rag doll. Divine Phantom Jr. now looking to get involved. What a suplex delivered there by Klein. Backbreaker to Marshall Taylor. And mounted punches now. Kim Cadillo checking for what could be a stoppage. Divine Phantom Jr. running interference. Klein fighting off both members of the Mysticals. The largest man in the men's tag division. A formidable presence to be sure. To the ropes now. You see the agility of Colin Klein. There's no reason a man that big should be able to move that fast, and yet here we are. Tag made for the Mysticals. Divine Phantom Jr. Trying to take the big man off guard. Leg feet enziguri from Marshall Taylor. Can they cut down the big tree? No, the diving knee not paying off for Divine Phantom Jr. Colin Klein finding himself in familiar territory here. Delivering a backbreaker to Divine Phantom Jr. Divine Phantom Jr. does not want to be in this corner. He needs to find a way out. And now, being sent to the outside, Katsudo Takashima giving chase. What a kick. Delivered to Phantom Jr. Marshall Taylor needs to find a way to get to his partner. Oh my God. Huge maneuver. Huge tag team maneuver from Paragon on the outside. And they'll try it again. Marshall Taylor unable to do anything. Divine Phantom Jr. could be fully out of commission here. The legal man back in the ring, 16. Both legal men now in the ring before the count of 17. But the damage has surely been done to Divine Phantom Jr. He desperately needs to make a tag. He'll look to make one now. He's able to slip away from both members of Paragon. Marshall Taylor now the legal man. Super kick from Divine Phantom Jr., but Marshall Taylor for sure tied up with that delayed brainbuster. Katsudo Takashima and Marshall Taylor now refocusing. Big rolling clothesline, but Marshall Taylor with an enziguri right up off the mat. Impressive stuff here from Taylor. Super kick. And a basement drop kick. Marshall Taylor so quick with his offense, and another kick. Katsudo Takashima trying to rally, now making a tag to Colin Klein. And Klein delivering just a huge punch, halting the offense of Marshall Taylor, and Taylor is now dumped to the outside. Colin Klein preventing Divine Phantom Jr. from getting involved, and he will be repaid with an elbow to the back. Tag for the Mysticals. Colin Klein repositioning, probably a smart move. And Klein right in the face of Marshall Taylor, showing off his strength, lifting up Divine Phantom Jr. The two largest competitors in this matchup teeing off on each other in this striking competition. Super kick.
1, 2.
Near fall for the Mysticals here. It would have been an impressive victory over Paragon. Tying him up here with a cloverleaf, high angle.
Give up.
10 minutes gone.
Hanging Colin Klein up on the ropes there.
1, 2.
And Klein, the final bomb. He sits out with it. 2. Divine Phantom Jr. thankfully able to get there for Marshall Taylor, as the final bomb is one of the most devastating maneuvers in the men's tag division. And there you see another huge maneuver out of Paragon. The same maneuver delivered twice to Divine Phantom Jr. on the outside. Tag for both teams. Divine Phantom Jr. and Katsudo Takashima now the legal men. Phantom Jr. being dumped to the outside.
2,
Both members of Paragon giving chase. This could be very bad.
5, 6, 7, 8,
Rallying maneuver from Phantom Jr.
10,
10.
11,
And now it's looking bad for Paragon.
13, 14, 15,
Colin Klein back in.
16,
Divine Phantom Jr. still on the outside. 18. Back in at the count of 18. And another huge tag maneuver by Paragon, who have done so well at separating both members of the Mysticals. But what a maneuver there. Could this be it? 1, 2. No, Colin Klein able to get there for Katsudo Takashima. Both competitors down. Katsudo showing signs of exhaustion here, and Colin Klein signaling for a tag. He'll get one. Same can be said for the Mysticals. Jump up Rana from Marshall Taylor. Standing switch against Klein. Elbow counter. Big slam from Klein. Irish whip. What a clothesline, turning Marshall Taylor inside out, and another huge lariat from Klein. Super kick out of nowhere from Taylor. Basement drop kick. Stomps across the back. Marshall Taylor really taking it to Klein here late in this matchup, and another big kick delivered from Taylor. What could he be looking for now? Deep arm drag takedown. Tag made to Divine Phantom Jr. Basement dropkick, Klein right to his feet. Deadlift German suplex delivered to Marshall Taylor after creating separation with the Irish whip. Divine Phantom Jr. floats over, but the backdrop is countered by a elbow from Klein. Fast-paced stuff here, and Klein now, you see the strength, just dumping Divine Phantom Jr. onto the mat like it's nothing. Standing switch. Colin Klein, such an intimidating presence in the men's tag division since the arrival of Paragon. Diving headbutt, connecting in a big way for Klein. Pinning attempt now. 1. This could be it. 2. Divine Phantom Jr. able to kick out, and I am impressed because he's maybe sustained more damage tonight than anyone following all these tag team maneuvers from Paragon. Divine Phantom Jr. taking in an empty arena here tonight. Very used to feeding off the energy of the crowd. He is unable to do so under these special circumstances. And is that a sledgehammer? A sledgehammer, and then a huge choke slam from Colin Klein. A sledgehammer now in the center of the ring. Katsudo Takashima for sure got a shot in with that thing. Kim Carrillo perhaps intimidated by the nastiness of Paragon, not officiating against that, and perhaps she didn't see the real culprit. I'm unsure from my monitor here, but the sledgehammer is certainly in play, and Katsudo Takashima certainly the culprit. But Marshall Taylor jumping halfway across the ring for those stomps across the body of Katsudo Takashima. Huge kick now delivered to the face of Takashima. Basement drop kick again. This match has gone on a while now, and you got to think that any high impact maneuver could spell the end for either team.
20 minutes gone.
Marshall Taylor looking to make a tag, and he does. Katsudo in big trouble. Big trouble. Big trouble. And a rope break signaled by Kim Carrillo. Thankfully, Katsudo Takashima had the positioning, had the wherewithal to get to the ropes. A collision now sending both members of this competition down. Colin Klein gets a tag from Takashima and stops the offense of Divine Phantom Jr. A war of attrition to be sure here tonight at Spirit Rising, and a collision seemingly in favor of Divine Phantom Jr. What a kick delivered right to the face of a seated Colin Klein. Standing switch countered with an elbow. Klein has scouted so much offense tonight. Huge power slam off the Irish whip. We'll be looking at a delayed brainbuster here. All the blood rushing to the head of Divine Phantom Jr. before being slammed down to the mat. He will look to make a tag. He won't make it away without receiving a backbreaker. Stomps from Marshall Taylor. Colin Klein so hard to deal with, but Marshall Taylor floating over a suplex attempt. Huge kick sends Klein down, rolling senton off the running offense. Looked like a pinning attempt there perhaps from Marshall Taylor, countered with a facebuster from Colin Klein. Big clothesline from Klein. Marshall Taylor able to fight out of the corner here. Backbreaker delivered by Klein, but he needs to turn his eyes to the legal man, Divine Phantom Jr. Lariat is scouted. Irish whip. Slips under. Big kick delivered between the eyes of a mixed-up Colin Klein. Stomps off the top rope here from Divine Phantom Jr., and maybe he will return there. Yes, indeed, but Klein to his feet. Tag made to Katsudo Takashima. Holding Divine Phantom Jr. up once more, and this time onto the apron, sending him to the outside. Marshall Taylor getting involved. Jump up Rana. Choke slam on the outside from Klein. Beautiful kick there. Run up kick from Marshall Taylor. And this match has broken down here. Super kick on the outside. 12, 13. We could see a count out here, folks. 15. Both competitors back in at the count of 15. Both legal men now eyeing each other. Divine Phantom Jr. in control. And again, looking for that energy that he so desperately needs from a crowd that isn't there. Huge chops. Rolling clothesline. Pinning attempt. 1, 2. Divine Phantom Jr. running interference. Enziguri. The Mysticals rolling here late in this contest. So much pain delivered there to Katsudo Takashima from Divine Phantom Jr., softening him up for Marshall Taylor. What a kick there, delivered by Taylor. And a forearm. You gotta hand it to all four competitors in this match. They have certainly gone the distance. Jump up Rana from Taylor. Tag for both teams. The two larger competitors. Big slam there from Klein. 1, 2, this could be it. And indeed, Colin Klein just slamming Divine Phantom Jr. in the mat, and Marshall Taylor was down as well, unable to get there for his teammate. Paragon picking up an impressive victory over Super Spirit Wrestling mainstays, the Mysticals. Well, folks, we are going to take a short break. We're going to get some ring attendants out there to work on that blood that's there, because under the conditions that we are currently facing in the world, it has just been deemed unsafe. Randy Crawford suffering a lot of blood loss tonight earlier against Natasha Watson. So we're going to get those ring attendants out there to clean that up, and we will be right back with tonight's main event, which is a rematch in the juniors division between Mervyn Wallace and Ricky Gilmore. This was our opening bout last week at Spirit Rising, and it went so long we were forced to go to break. The match ended during that break, Mervyn Wallace taking one here over superstar Ricky Gilmore. We're going to give those superstars an opportunity to run that one back, as it was such an impressive contest, and we will have that coming directly to you following this break. So stick with us. All right, folks, we are back and we are ready for our main event. As I said earlier, it is going to be a run back of our opening bout from last week's episode of Spirit Rising, a junior division contest between Mervyn Wallace and superstar Ricky Gilmore. Ricky Gilmore, of course, has changed a lot over the past few weeks, facing off here again tonight against Mervyn Wallace, who went all the way against superstar Ricky Gilmore last week, picked up a victory during our break. Unfortunately, we were unable to bring that victory to you. We are giving these competitors another shot at one another here tonight at Spirit Rising in the main event. Big slam from Mervyn Wallace, sending Ricky Gilmore to the outside early, and Gilmore, now with it looks to be an iron claw. Ricky Gilmore, unfortunately these days, much nastier than he was when he first arrived at Super Spirit Wrestling, much to the dismay of many of his fans. But he has also picked up a lot of new fans along the way who prefer this sort of meaner side of Ricky Gilmore. Irish whip from Wallace. Gilmore battling out with a huge headbutt. Texas cloverleaf now. Back body drop counter from Mervyn Wallace, who has looked pretty impressive since his debut in Super Spirit Wrestling. I think he is currently 1-1. But in every one of his outings, he has looked very good. And Ricky Gilmore lifting up Wallace for the sit-out pile driver. High angle back body drop there. Delivered to Wallace. Wallace in huge trouble. Follows all of this up with a Texas cloverleaf once more. Could we be seeing another pile driver? Indeed. Ricky Gilmore, you know, frustrated by the loss last week against newcomer Mervyn Wallace. And Wallace now trying to rally with some forearms. Ricky Gilmore not allowing it to happen. Keeping his momentum after some punches. Leg feet enziguri. Good stuff from superstar Ricky Gilmore.
Gone.
We're expecting this match to go the distance as it did last week. Like so many of our matches this evening. Looking for that pump handle sort of slam driver that he goes for. Well scouted by Ricky Gilmore, able to float over and create offense of his own. Sit out with another huge pile driver. Ricky Gilmore looking very impressive, but Mervyn Wallace has demonstrated an incredible ability to withstand pain and continue late in these contests. But right now it is all Ricky Gilmore. I can't remember the last time Wallace had any offense, and as I say that, a huge forearm delivered to a now bleeding Ricky Gilmore. We've had a lot of blood here tonight, folks. Floats over the backdrop. Delivers one of his own. Impressive stuff from Mervyn Wallace. Great athleticism out of both of these junior division competitors. And a DDT spiking Ricky Gilmore right into the mat. Irish whip. Crossbody is scouted by Gilmore. Mervyn Wallace with another DDT follows up with a drop toe hold. Snap suplex. Wallace now on a tear. Jump up Rana. You see the expansive repertoire of Mervyn Wallace. Arm drag takedown out of the corner, putting the conditioning of Ricky Gilmore to the test, and he'll have his pump handle driver. 1, 2. Almost another victory here over superstar Ricky Gilmore. 2 losses in a row would weigh heavy on the mind of superstar Ricky Gilmore. Huge headbutt, though, now off the running offense. And one punch, sending Wallace to the mat. He's able to rally, but now the eventide from Ricky Gilmore. This could be it. 2. Near fall, a very near fall for superstar Ricky Gilmore following the eventide, but Mervyn Wallace able to continue, and the main event will go on here. Headbutt is scouted this time by Mervyn Wallace. Irish whip drops to the mat. Beautiful stuff out of Mervyn Wallace, the Hurricane Rana. But Gilmore, corner control, big lariat in the corner. Ricky Gilmore almost saying, yeah, your flashy Hurricane Rana did some damage, but it's nothing like a huge lariat straight in the corner. Collision unfavorable for both competitors. Gilmore to his feet first. Leg feed enziguri right to the back of the head of Wallace, and you gotta wonder how much damage this guy can take. Collision again, exhaustion playing a heavy role here late in this junior division main event. Gilmore, though, demonstrating an ability to continue. Could the showboating cost him later? Falling headbutt, carrying through his running momentum and now repositioning his opponent to the center of the ring, taunting Mervyn Wallace. We could indeed be seeing the new hottest rivalry emerging in the junior division. What an avalanche suplex there from superstar Ricky Gilmore. Irish whip. Huge kick there from Gilmore. Gilmore, the bleeding competitor, but certainly in control here late in this matchup. Fireman's carry for Mervyn Wallace. Looking for corner control, and he'll have it. Rolling kick in the corner, right across the face of Ricky Gilmore. And Gilmore with a huge football tackle, sending Wallace on his back. Moonsault off the top rope. 2. Near fall again for superstar Ricky Gilmore, and you know frustration's got to be setting in. Fireman's carry for Wallace, slowing things down here. Desperation takedown for Ricky Gilmore. Definitely showing signs of frustration and exhaustion here against Mervyn Wallace, but Wallace refuses to quit. Refuses to give Ricky Gilmore the satisfaction of a victory. Gilmore was certainly expecting to be more successful than ever, but now he's got him up for an eventide. The eventide again, delivered against Mervyn Wallace. Could this be it? He has to reposition. 1, 2. No, the eventide not getting it done against Mervyn Wallace, who has shown such tenacity since his debut in Super Spirit Wrestling. Moonsault off the top rope, Spencer in position. 2, no. Ricky Gilmore pulling out all the stops here. Back body drop counter from Mervyn Wallace into a drop toe hold. The blood of Ricky Gilmore all across the mat here tonight in the main event of Spirit Rising. Where is Mervyn Wallace getting this energy from? He's digging down deep here. Pump handle driver. He'll try it again. Pinning combination. 1, 2. Just a 2 count, says Lenny Spencer. Shades of what we saw last week in the opening bout between these two competitors. It went so long that we were forced to go to a break, and the match ended during that break. Mervyn Wallace victorious last week. Can he do it again here tonight against Ricky Gilmore? Looking for another pile driver perhaps, but Mervyn Wallace had it scouted. Small package. Rope break signaled by Lenny Spencer. Pump handle driver. The pump handle driver again. 1, 2. No. So many near falls in this match, just like we saw last week. Back body drop on the apron, sending Ricky Gilmore to the outside. Mervyn Wallace deciding not to give chase, instead taking time to regain his energy. And the spiked bat we saw last week from Ricky Gilmore, standing on the outside. Menacing look on the face of Ricky Gilmore, but it was a delusion. It was a mix-up. Coming straight out with the headbutt, Mervyn Wallace probably expecting the strike from the spiked bat. Smart maneuver from Ricky Gilmore, but did it pay off? Mervyn Wallace still in control here in the main event. Irish whip from Gilmore now. Collision, unfavorable for both competitors, and you see the signs of the exhaustion, the blood of Ricky Gilmore, the sweat of Mervyn Wallace colliding in the main event tonight here in the junior division. Huge lariat in the corner. Mervyn Wallace in trouble late here. Surprise pin, rope break signaled by Lenny Spencer. Drop toe hold. You got to think Mervyn Wallace is saying thank God for the ropes, thank God for ring positioning, and now he'll try a pin of his own. Better positioning for Wallace, too. No, a near fall again here in the main event. Fireman's carry now for Wallace. Ricky Gilmore may be sensing that he can do this. Can he pick up a victory here against Mervyn Wallace? And another collision. Both of these competitors so evenly matched, forcing one another to go to distance, and they even tied. They even tied again for Ricky Gilmore, repositioning for the pin. Could we be looking at a victory here? 2. No, another near fall. The even tied, not getting it done. Football tackle, but Mervyn Wallace paying it back with a headbutt. Both of these competitors digging as deep as they did last week. No, another even tied, another even tied. 1, 2, no. Mervyn Wallace showing an amount of toughness that I have not seen in the junior division. Pump handle driver. No, he floats over. A counter from Ricky Gilmore. Standing drop kick. Leg feet enziguri. How both of these competitors are in this, I don't know. 1, 2. Near fall for Ricky Gilmore. Leg feet enziguri again. Corner control now for Mervyn Wallace. Huge forearms. Delivered by one of the absolute toughest competitors I've ever seen. Not to take anything away from Ricky Gilmore, he has certainly shown his stuff tonight. You see his blood all over the ring. So much blood loss, and yet he is continuing here tonight in the main event. Big headbutt. Unfazed by the blood pouring from the forehead. Ricky Gilmore continuing to use these headbutts. Sit out pile driver from superstar Ricky Gilmore. And he's got him up again. The eventide. The eventide. 1, 2. No. Mervyn Wallace still in this match. Sits out with it.
1, 2.
Another near fall. 1, 2. And another near fall. Snap suplex from Wallace. Desperation takedown from Gilmore. Looking to shift the momentum in his favor is Wallace, and Gilmore with another headbutt. So many headbutts delivered by Ricky Gilmore throughout this match. Tries the surprise pin here. No, not getting it done here against Wallace. To the ropes, drops to the mat. The faster competitor indeed, Mervyn Wallace, proving much too quick for Ricky Gilmore to do anything off the Irish whip. Snapmare takedown. DDT spiking Ricky Gilmore into the mat, but he's right up. Enziguri out of superstar Ricky Gilmore. moment of pause to regain some energy. Probably much needed this late in the main event. And a DDT just crumpling Mervyn Wallace into the mat. And another surprise pin. Schoolboy. Near fall.
30 minutes gone.
I've never seen two competitors take each other so far. Offense is scouted by Ricky Gilmore. Folks, we are going to bring you as much of this match as we possibly can. But if we have a repeat of last week, we might have to cut off the air. Another pin not getting it done here. Ricky Gilmore with another enziguri right on target. Huracan Rana by Mervyn Wallace. We have yet to see the nightcap out of Mervyn Wallace, his signature maneuver from the top rope. You got to know that's weighing on Ricky Gilmore's mind as he's already been busted open. Back to the center of the ring. Could it take a submission maneuver somehow? Big headbutt from Ricky Gilmore. It has been all physicality throughout this matchup, very little technicality. Irish whip. And another huge headbutt from Ricky Gilmore. How many does he have in him? Huge wheel kick connecting against Mervyn Wallace, who quickly rises to his feet. Big slam from Wallace. Fireman's carry. Takedown from Gilmore. It is so back and forth throughout this matchup. So many counters, pockets of momentum for both competitors. Can Mervyn Wallace get it done here for a second night in a row, or a second week in a row, against superstar Ricky Gilmore? Snap suplex. Mervyn Wallace may be showing signs of frustration here. Huge lariat from Wallace, and he tries for a pin. 1, 2. No, another near fall. Pump handle driver once more. Rope break signaled by Lenny Spencer. Wheel kick from Gilmore off the Irish whip. And another huge kick. Drop toe hold from Wallace. Sits out with the spine buster. 1, 2. Just a 2 count. Inside cradle. 1, 2. 2 near falls back to back for both competitors. More headbutts from Ricky Gilmore. The kicks and the headbutts could prove too much in the long run for Mervyn Wallace. Wallace showing heavy signs of exhaustion. Able to get off that lariat though. More headbutts again from Ricky Gilmore. Going to the ropes. Another headbutt. Gilmore. Unrelenting in his approach with these headbutts. Counter maneuver here. Submission maneuver, and it's over. Ricky Gilmore trapping Mervyn Wallace and is finally able to do in Mervyn Wallace after one of the longest matches I've ever seen in Super Spirit Wrestling. We are now 1-1, and what I'm officially okay with calling a rivalry in the junior division. These two competitors certainly taking each other to the distance tonight in the main event. Ricky Gilmore victorious this time, Mervyn Wallace victorious last time. Folks, you know that we have got to be heading to another match between those two competitors at some point. Great stuff on both sides of the ring in the main event. Folks, thank you so much for joining us this evening for a very special card of wrestling matches. I hope you were entertained by our athletes this evening. And I gotta say, for everyone here at twitch.tv and Super Spirit Wrestling, I'm Shirt Donovan. Have a good night.